Taiwan, I'm Laurel Stewart with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The US Trade Representative has hinted that another round of tariffs is on the way for countries including Taiwan.
We expect to see some action soon. I can't really specify a timeline right now. I have a responsibility to brief Congress and other stakeholders before I really reveal that kind of thing, but we do expect action soon.
The US Trade Representative's office in June proposed tariffs of up to 12.5% on around 60 economies in response to alleged forced labor practices. The administration has implemented a 10% global tariff after its previous levy was struck down by the US Supreme Court in February, but those current measures are set to expire on Friday. To understand how any potential new duties could impact Taiwan's economy, our reporter Lily Lamartina spoke to Dawson Cho, Director General of the Confederation of Asia-Pacific Chambers of Commerce and Industry.
Now, why is Taiwan on this list of 60 countries facing Trump's new tariff tool?
川普政府呢，接下来就改用1974年贸易法的这个301条款那以这个强迫劳动为由对全球60个国家呢来进行这个调查那为什么会使用这个1974年贸易法？他在过去川普他第一任期，就是说拜登上任之前的那个第一任期呢，他就曾经使用这个301条款那它是属于1974年贸易法来对中国进行这个拉高关税。但是呢，为什么他在川普第二任会改用这个国际紧急经济权利法案？因为整个301的这个调查呢，时间比较长，而且呢，调查结束之后呢，还要召开公听会等等所以说需要比较长的时间。那川普呢，为了要能够加速的推动他的这个关税措施，所以才在他第二任的时候呢，采用不同的法源但是现在不同的法源就是已经被这个法界挑战所以说他回去使用这个1974年贸易法下的301条款呢这个部分呢就比较不会受到挑战这个也是为什么他会使用这个条款的原因。
How do you believe Taiwan should prepare for the potential impact of higher U.S. tariffs?
那现在呢，即便是采用这个301条款进行301调查但是在调查期间呢，因为台湾呢已经在2月的时候跟美国签订 ART 所以说 USTR 呢，它是建议呢对台湾的课税呢是维持这个10%。那反而呢这个有一些国家呢它因为还没有跟美国呢完成这个 ART 的谈判比如说像跟台湾贸易结构相似度颇高的这个日本跟韩国，所以呢他们会被课比较高的关税大概12.5%再加上 MFN 所以反而呢就是说不但台湾呢没有在这个301条款上路之后呢面临更高的关税壁垒，而且呢因为我们的邻国被课更高的关税，所以反而我们的出口品呢可以取得一定程度的价格竞争优势。
Given the U.S.'s reliance on Taiwanese technology and semiconductors, could that help shield Taiwan from some of the impact?
其实台湾的这个政府部门还有这个企业，其实都已经做好去美国投资的打算那最近比如说像上个礼拜的这个台积电的法说，他也提出要再度加码美国投资那所以说因为美国对台湾的高科技是依赖的，而且这些高科技厂商去美国投资，其实就是美国这个川普政府再工业化的最核心的精髓啦那因此呢我相信在这个前提之下呢，台湾受到这个关税的压力呢是不会比其他国家更严重，而且反而呢，如果说我们好好的跟美国谈可能还可以有部分的豁免。
That was Dawson Cho from CACCI. TSMC has declined to confirm or deny reports that it could raise prices on its chips from next year. Nikkei Asia first reported that TSMC will raise prices by up to 10% starting in 2027, following negotiations with customers that ended this month. The report said price hikes will apply to orders from both advanced and legacy chips. Other chip makers like AMD and Intel have already raised prices this year in response to rising costs. TSMC says it does not comment on its pricing. The Zhonghua Institution for Economic Research has made the most optimistic prediction yet for Taiwan's economic growth this year. The think tank says GDP growth could be up to 10.35% this year, citing strong export growth in the first half of the year. And it says the value of Taiwan's exports this year might break $900 billion if overseas demand remains high. The institute also predicts inflation for the year at just over 2%. However, it says this could ease if the war in the Middle East is resolved and oil prices come down. A Taiwanese official could attend Australia's ruling party's national conference for the first time. It comes as Canberra faces pressure from Beijing to limit Taiwan's presence in the country. Tiffany Wong has more.
The Australian Labor Party is set to hold its national conference later this week, with one report saying a Taiwanese official could attend. Australian newspaper The Nightly reported that the official is from Taipei's representative office in Canberra. Taiwan's foreign ministry has not yet confirmed the report. If true, it would be the first time a Taiwanese official attends the ruling Labor Party's National Congress, which is held every 3 years to set key policies, including on foreign affairs. This comes as Beijing has reportedly been pushing Canberra to block Taipei's request to open a new representative office in Perth, putting Australia's unofficial ties with Taiwan under pressure. It also follows news that Papua New Guinea's foreign minister consulted his Australian counterpart, Penny Wong, before abruptly ordering Taiwan's economic office in his country to shut down earlier this month, a move largely seen as an attempt to appease Beijing. As China steps up pressure on countries to limit engagement with Taiwan and Taipei seeks to deepen its ties in the Pacific, the Labor Party's National Congress could offer a glimpse at how Australia balances its unofficial ties with Taiwan and its broader relationship with Beijing. Luffy Li and Tiffany Wong in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's foreign ministry says it seeks peaceful solutions to disputes in the South China Sea and condemns hostile actions by China.
我们是希望能够积极的来促进这个和平的解决争议，那也能够以这个就是包括对于这个海洋的科研能够搁置争议，那以和平的方式来共同的发展。那我们也反对任何台湾没有参加的有涉及到的国际之间的谈判或者是协商。
Foreign Minister Lin Jialong spoke before delivering a report on South China Sea policy to lawmakers on Wednesday morning. The ministry said Taiwan would continue to follow its 4 principles. These are the peaceful resolution of claims, inclusion in negotiations, regional freedom of navigation, and willingness to shelve disputes. It warned that China's use of force to assert its claims undermines regional peace. The removal of some trees in Taipei has become the subject of online conspiracy claims, with some people alleging it could be linked to Chinese military operations. The city government has rejected those claims and warned of possible legal action. But as Larry Isiano reports, experts are concerned about the broader impact of false information online.
What does a city government cutting down trees have to do with a potential Chinese invasion strategy? On its face, nothing. But on popular social media platforms like Threads, conspiracy theories have spread, with some users claiming that trees being removed in the heart of the capital, Taipei, could help facilitate China's drone operations. What may have started as local residents complaining about routine tree cuttings has evolved into something very different. Post after post has raised questions, shared speculation, or presented alleged evidence to support the claims circulating online. Some posts suggest the removal of trees near the presidential office could make drone attacks easier, or allow Chinese helicopters to land, or say that it feels like an intelligence operation before a decapitation strike. Other posts draw comparisons between Taipei's changing landscape and a reported Chinese training ground replicating the area around the presidential office and other government buildings. But questions have been raised over the authenticity of some of these images or materials. A fact-checking specialist says at least one was AI generated.
那我们其实也可以看到说那个影片里面，包括像是它的 光影的变化，然后我们透过了一些就是 AI 的侦测工具，其实就可以很明显的看得出来。
The Taipei city government has issued 2 statements refuting the claims, saying that it has planted nearly 10,000 more trees than it removed. It said the vast majority of the roughly 3,000 trees cut down were removed due to natural death, pests, or safety concerns. Both the city government and the mayor have warned that those spreading misinformation could face legal consequences. But despite the warnings, similar posts continue to spread. A map circulating online highlights areas near the presidential office where all the trees were supposedly cut down. But here we are on one of those streets, and as you can see, all the trees are still here. Taiwan's national security team declined to comment on specific internet rumors, but said it will continue to strengthen cyber defense and work with other government agencies to safeguard the online environment. But experts warn that online posts like these should be taken seriously, as they could further deepen political divides or fuel public anxiety amid growing cross-strait tensions.
那它其实会产生一些那种政治极化的结果。第一个，它可能会就是反而对政治越来越冷感，因为觉得你们好像什么议题都要操作成两岸议题。那第二个就是这同温层的人，他们就会觉得好像，他们就会非常有那个危机意识，这样子就感觉好像好像真的是有。就是真的要打来的这样子，那他们其实就会变得就削弱了整个社会信任，也会增加整个社会的不稳定性这样。
What started as a debate over tree removals has become an example of how quickly an online narrative can spread and spin out of control. And as Taiwan heads into local elections later this year, the impact of false information online could grow much bigger. Fu Huaheng and Larry Siano for TaiwanPlus.
Representatives from 11 of Taiwan's diplomatic allies are in Taipei for a 3-day climate workshop focused on carbon credit trading and green partnerships. The initiative was organised by Taiwan's Foreign Ministry and the Industrial Technology Research Institute. It aims to build local expertise in international carbon markets under United Nations climate initiatives and to use green technology to solidify Taipei's diplomatic ties. Taiwan is not a UN member, so cannot join its climate programs. An early 2000s schoolyard craze is spinning its way back across Asia, packing out arenas from the markets of Hong Kong to the campaign trail in Taiwan. Restates reports.
3, 2, 1. Remember these? Well, Felix Yip does, just about. The first Beyblades are a couple years older than 25-year-old Yip, but he remembers the craze from his primary school days, and now he's playing again, part of a revitalised community of enthusiasts taking their battles to markets in Hong Kong.
I've already managed to rope a few friends who never played Beyblades into getting hooked, and perhaps that's part of the fun. It's what keeps me playing.
The Beyblade craze is sweeping Asia, with manufacturer Takara Tomy reporting massive spikes in demand across Japan, Hong Kong and Taiwan, fueled by new battle tech, a pinch of nostalgia and a need for a physical escape from a digital age.
In this materialistic age, people yearn for something they can actually get their hands on, as we're usually just fiddling with our phones and can't seem to find anything with physical presence.
The game is getting so popular it's fueling a black market in China. In early July, tens of thousands of fakes were seized at Taiwan's border. Even Taiwanese politicians are getting in on the action, with Taipei mayoral candidate Puma Shen attending a Beyblade tournament in the capital. But back in Hong Kong's packed markets, the noise is purely about the game itself, where for these players, nothing beats the simple, physical thrill of the spin. Eason Chen and Restates for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we take you to the UK for the Farnborough International Air Show. I'm Laurel Stewart. Take care. See you next time.